Well, good evening, and Robin will be joining us, and there she is.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Monday evening community call where we get together every Monday to celebrate your successes, to give updates, to do some training, and whatever else is new. So tonight we have another wonderful call like we do every week, and I'm excited about all of them actually. So, Gregory, you want to bring up the newsletter?
Oh, yes, I'd be happy to.
And just so everyone knows, we know it's August 2nd, even though it says August 3rd on the newsletter, because today's Gregory's birthday. Yay!
Guess I'm already living in tomorrow.
Aren't we glad he was born? So this evening, I'm just, a lot of you are not familiar with the Vibrant Living Facebook group. And so we want to help you understand the value of this group. There's so many dimensions to it. It's a new concept in social media. We've talked about it a lot. And honestly, Gregory didn't get it until last week. The penny dropped. So he wanted to share tonight with everyone what penny dropped for him. And we brought on our admin, Angela Shaughnessy. She is a gift to all of us. She's helped us learn so much about this Facebook group and how to use it and work it. And I want to bring Angela on and let her take over and share a few, guidelines of how to best take advantage of this Facebook group so that you can actually build customers, distributors, increase your retention, be inspired to live a more vibrant life. So Angela, are you with us?
I am here. Is my audio good?
There you are. Your audio is a bit muffled.
Let me try this once again.
Can you improve that a bit?
Is that any better?
That's way better.
Okay,
better.
sometimes it takes twice.
Okay, so you're on and take it away.
Okay, well, I can start by sharing my screen here. And then we'll pull up the Facebook page while I talk so you can see it. And this is how the Vibrant Living page will show up for all of you when you go to look at it. The view is slightly different on a computer versus on a phone. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm showing you the computer look tonight and you're on your phone. Keep with it and you'll find all the buttons on your phone as well. But really a good main purpose to think about for Vibrant Living is to remember that this is a great holding place and a secure place for your prospects, your customers, your new distributors. It's a safe place where we don't name the product. We never name any product names. We never name the company. But we do share our stories. And so this is, I think, where it fell down finally for Gregory. And he kind of went, aha, as we talked about earlier today, Robin, that it's the connection to these stories that is what is really grabbing people's attention. And they're seeing themselves in the stories. And they're saying, if that person can feel better, I can feel better too. If that person can improve and they got drastic results from this, even if I get minor results, I'm going to be so much better. And that's where we're making this human connection to each other. And that's why all of these stories are so important. And we want to hear everybody's story because everybody is super unique and everybody has a different experience. So it's a great place for them to feel safe, for people to explore, to start looking at what's going on as far as product results. And it's also encouraging, it's uplifting. We're not tearing anybody down. We're really good about keeping that positivity, that encouragement. We've got lifestyle, we've got recipes, we've got just daily encouragement posts people are doing, inspiration, health, fitness, all of these things are included in this group. So it's really a very positive environment. And if you are looking at the group, you can see here that, let's see if my mouse is working. There we go. Okay, so now it's moving. At the top, you have all these sections. You have our about, the discussion where all the posts are going to be. You can see the guides right here. We've got announcements, rooms, members. This guides area is really fun because you can get in here and see all of these stories. This is your most important guide. We also have a health and fitness guide. And we have, I'll show you more. We have a recipes guide. And we also have a Tune In Tuesday with just some inspirational and some other things in there too. So here, this very second guide in the stories, this is where you're really going to be connecting people. And this is where they're going to see themselves. They're going to see something that impacts their life that they can relate to. So if we look and expand there, you can see we have 143 more right now. There's no limit to how many we can have. And we've tried to give a quick little title to everything so you can quickly find something that relates to someone. So let's see, Robin, I think what I want to do is make sure people know how to invite and get people into the group first.
Great.
So go ahead. Did you want to add to that?
No, I said that's perfect.
Okay. Well, we can't be inspiring and helping grow our businesses and connecting people to products if we aren't inviting them to join our community. So that's a really important place that we want to start with first. And you can see at the top of your screen, there's a lovely little blue invite button. And if you just click that button, your friends list will come up. And all you have to do is click on that person. And at the bottom here, you'll see, so I'll actually highlight one, you'll see send invites. You can do multiples at once. I suggest you do these one at a time and do a personal invite. But usually it's somebody you've been talking to. Maybe you've talked about LifeWave, you haven't talked about LifeWave. Either direction, I would let them know that I'm inviting them. So I would have reached out to my friend Milena, who came up first on my list there. And I would have said, hey, Milena, I'm part of this really awesome community. I know you're super into health and fitness. And I just wanted to invite you to join. You're going to get inspiration and recipes. And I would explain it a little bit in some sort of human connection. We want to make sure that there's that relationship going as well. Or perhaps if it's somebody you've already talked to about LifeWave, you could say, I know you are investigating and you want to find out if these patches will work for you or how they're going to work or how they impact people. I'd love for you to come and just be part of this group. And again, explain it's a really positive place and you're going to hear stories and you're going to see how product are impacting people, but nobody's going to be pitching or selling to you. It's just a safe place to explore and to find out more. And then you can explain that they can look at the stories and you can guide them to specific ones. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But I would introduce that I'm inviting them to the group, either whether that's in a personal phone call or you're one-to-one with them face-to-face. You can even do it right together while you're on the phones, right next to each other and go, here's the group and you're going to get invited, and now, see, you've got the invitation. Just click accept to join and let them know, because then you're not just out of the blue, because otherwise it can sometimes feel salesy. Now, you may have people where it's out of the blue and that's a whole nother thing. There's every scenario that might work for everyone, but I really like the personal invitation and the personal way of letting them know that you're inviting them because you think there's something of value for them and you're relating to them, or you're saying you're really into health and fitness, or I know you really like new recipes, or I know you're looking at the patches and I want you to hear some stories so it will help you to understand how they work and how they're impacting people. And then you do the invite. And then remind them, say, hey, did you get that invite? Make sure you click accept to join. And then the next important step is to come in here to the welcome. And I'll show you back from the home page as it pops up. You come in at the top of the page and right away there's the announcements and the welcome video. And I'm actually going to click on it here because every once in a while Facebook changes the way things look. So I'm going to bring you directly to it. If it will go there for me. There we go. And we have this great fun, it's a short video, but it gives people a really nice introduction to how the community works and how we interact, a little bit about the guidelines. And it's really fun and positive. So my favorite way to do this is to come into the comments as soon as I've invited someone into the group and just click on comments. And then let's see. Okay, my computer is not responding, or I've got a control in the way. Robin, are you seeing the screen move?
Yeah, I can see where you can write a comment under.
Okay, I think I need to hide that panel, and I'm going to hide the meeting. There we go. I had some meeting controls that were blocking my view. So So here is where you would go in and just into the comment, the person that you've invited. I'm just going to use my husband, and I'm going to start typing at and pull up his name. And I'm going to click on his name and it'll fill it in. And I would just say, welcome. Here is a great, sorry, my typing is not matching my voice. Here is a great place to get started in our community. And it can be that simple, or it can be more of a personal message, however you choose to do it. And then you just post that comment. I'm going to go ahead. He won't mind. So that's just a quick welcome. And this is how we welcome people to the group, and how we get them to check out a quick video so that they know how the group works and they feel more comfortable about what they're doing in the group. And then, of course, you're going to want to follow that up and say, what are you enjoying? Or can I point you to something? Or you're going to tag them in another post. And that is where you can go right to the guides and say, I know, let's see, I'm going to go and expand this out. And I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I know that this person, I'm going to use my husband again, because I'm just not going to throw things out there randomly. He won't mind if I do that. Restful sleep, no more dancing legs. Oh my gosh, his legs bug him so much at night. I know he talked about that. This could be whoever the person is that you're in communication with. So apparently my screen is coming a little slowly here. I apologize. It's trying to fill in the background. But once you get that post open, then you're going to do a very similar kind of thing. And you're going to tag them in the post to draw their attention to it. So again, you take this great post about how somebody's, here we have their dancing legs at night and nothing else was working. So somebody asked about wearing the light therapy patch. You see how like everybody's personal experience can touch someone. And then you simply go in and do a comment, and you can say, and again, bring up the person's name. It's just a quick way to get them there. If you say at symbol and then start typing their name, and then the people's names will pop up and you can choose the right one. This relates to our earlier conversation, and you can have them check it out. And so then that draws their attention. Now they're going to get a notification, and you can see up in the corner of the screen where my mouse is moving, you have the notification bell symbol. That will put a notification on their Facebook page that you were tagged in a comment, and it will draw their attention to it. And then they can come and they can see the post, and then they have a relatability point. So that's a great way to get people into a specific piece of information. And so it's a great thing for you to go through and just learn more about what stories are in there. Even just reading the titles, you might be inspired and say, I know somebody who is dealing with that. And we've been talking around the edges. And I know that they're really going to want to get some more information about that. And it might propel you to invite them to the group, to get them involved in checking out the stories and seeing how their lives can be improved and they can get some relief as well. So let's see, we've talked about inviting and tagging. The one thing I wanted to talk about too, Robin, is that there's a big difference between sending somebody to find, I'm going to try to get us back to the beginning here. I'm going to leave the guides and just get us back to the home part of the page. There's a big difference between sending someone and saying, you need to join the group. Here's the group. Here's how you find it. Go click to join, because they're going to have to click to join, or they're going to have to request to join. And then there's membership questions that they need to answer so that the administration group can approve or say this person might be not the right person for our group. I think they're looking for something else. There's ways that we know, excuse me, if they are looking to join the group, but it doesn't connect you to the person who invited. So if we want people to be asking questions, and we want them to say, gosh, I need to know more about this. How do I find out more about this? And those questions can be referred back to the person who invited them. But if you sent them to join and they just found us on their own, there's no direct tie to you. And so it's harder to know, oh, this person can help you. And if we go to the member section, I will use, again, we'll just keep using my husband tonight. We'll put him on the spot and I'm going to pull him up in the list, looking in the membership list. And you can see here, here's Scott. And he was added by me on April 26th. So you can see that I am the person who invited Scott to the group. So if Scott responds to somebody's post, that restless leg post, and he says, tell me more, somebody give me more information, then anyone could absolutely go and look and say, oh, Scott, he was invited by Angela. And they could respond to the question and say, Scott, you need to get back in touch with Angela. She'll be able to help you with all of your questions. And so that's a direct tie. But if you send somebody to just join and they join on their own, we don't know who that person is. Now, we can still answer the question and say, make sure you get back to the person who invited you to join the group and they'll be able to help you, or let us know if you need help connecting to that person. So that is a way around it. But this little invite button over here that I showed you at the top of the screen where your list comes up, if I invite Milena and she accepts and joins, now you'll be able to see that Milena was invited by me. And so we always know who to refer that person back to. I'll give a little caveat on that. You may or may not be able to see this information on your phone if you're using an app on your phone. Facebook is constantly changing things around on us. And so we frequently have things move or change, but I know that still on my computer, I can come to the members and I can see who invited someone. And it's always good to at least say, make sure you get back with the person who invited you. If you need me to help the two of you out, I'd be happy to consult with both of you later. And then that way we're making sure we preserve also that relationship between prospects and future business partners. So, Robin, did we want to have some people talk about testimonials of how this page has really helped them or helped their business to grow or developed people to a new level?
We do, but before we do that, that was fabulous, Angela. I think the penny's dropping for a lot of people right now because, this is definitely a new concept, and you did a wonderful job with the basics. We want people to be connected to you, and I took a few notes here. A reminder that this is a private group, and yes. A private means someone can search for Vibrant Living online and end up in our group that we didn't even. They're not connected to anyone. And it happened today that one of those people that ended up in the group, she actually read a story, and it connected to something that's going on with her son, and she wants to purchase patches. And so fortunately, we have these wonderful admins, and I want to thank Angela, Helen, Darlene, Teresa, Wendy, Karen Doherty, and Connie even steps in to help too, with really going through the page like daily to make sure things are compliant, to make sure the right people are getting connected. And again, its intention and its purpose is to, have a safe place for your prospects to get connected into our community, to tap into the stories that we have. It's all about vibrant living. We have health and fitness and inspiration and recipes, but the stories are really the juice of this page. And for the summer months, the person who gets the greatest engagement with their story gets a free sleeve of X39 and gift cards. So there's definitely motivation to share your stories. And then we, as Angela showed us, we keep them in guide number 2. So you can go through that guide and just kind of go through there and your memory will get jogged like, oh my gosh, my neighbor Bob was complaining about his knees. Oh my gosh, Sue is about to have some dental work. And that's going to lead us into today's story. But before we do that, I want to bring Helen on because Helen has had some great success with this page, and Helen's one of our admins. And everyone is really, the admins are just there to be of service to you and to make sure things are compliant. And we just love our little admin group and love being of service. So Helen, you want to join us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
We can. Yay.
Great. Yeah, well, I love this group because where else can you have all the stories from so many people? Like I've been involved in this industry and you have your stories and maybe a few people on your teams, but it's like all these business cousins coming together and helping each other, sharing their stories. And, when people first start out, sometimes you don't have a story yet, but you're excited and you get it. But you can just come here and go look for all the stories. It's wonderful. And just be able to tag the person, just like Angela said, it's super easy and help them out. So I have a friend, we used to take tap dancing lessons when we were kids. And then I went to our high school reunion a few years ago. We reconnected. I invited her to the group, and sure enough, somebody made a post that she was like, "Hey, what is this?" So I got back to her, and they became customers, she and her husband. And then lo and behold, she decided to do the business. So it's so much fun. We're doing the business together now, and both she and her husband have had fantastic results. And it's just so rewarding. And then also another friend, a mutual friend, is a business partner of mine, and she saw one about a cat, and then she was like really moved by that her cat might have help from this and move out of pain. So she became a customer, and again, she is now a distributor. So then even today, I answered someone from our high school who was, a few years ahead of me. And, I don't know where that's going, but hey, I'm here to help whoever, wants to open up their minds and stick a patch on. So I love it here. I think it's great. And there's inspirations, there's recipes, there's lifestyle. And we all encourage you to share your stories and share your inspirations, whatever you want to share to make it, more exciting and fun. And it's a community, and people need a community right now. So I love that about us too. Thank you, Robin.
Oh, thank you,
Angela.
Thank you. Thank you. It's working. We don't want to always brag enough about how well it's working. And what Helen just said, it is a community and people really want to be part of something right now. We do encourage you to not just do posts, but engage in other people's posts. Thank them, comment on them, because engagement, has everything work better, and it, you're developing relationships with each other, and it's so wonderful. So speaking of that, let's go down to the greatest engagement of the week. And that is what?
Robin,
Yes.
I'd like to add something if I may.
Oh, of course, honey.
Well,
Birthday boy.
As Robin said, the penny dropped for me. I've heard all this talk about vibrant living, and I listen to Robin on the admin calls, and I go there every now and then, and I thought, well, this is kind of a warm, fuzzy place, but how does it build the business? And the other day on our director's call, the penny dropped, because when I saw this list of 148 testimonials, I went, oh my God, this is a friggin' gold mine. It's like Helen said, yeah, you might know somebody who's got this, somebody else got that, a few stories. I mean, of people have had benefits with the products, but here it's this great pool of stories of, covering just about every situation and every kind of symptom you could imagine. And so to me, this is, you kind of said it there, Robin, this is like the new wave memory jogger. The old days, like, who do you know is a barber? Who do you know is a mechanic? Who do you know does this? Forget about all that. Who do you know that has this? Who do you know that needs this? Who do you know that's got that? And I challenge everybody, is just to go through and just scroll through that list of 148, probably be 149 or 150 tomorrow. It keeps growing. Scroll through the list and see if you don't go, oh my gosh, Uncle George. Oh, he would love to have that post. scroll through the list, the story, the gold mine of stories, and tag a few people, try it out. And I'm just so delighted. It finally came together for me. And that's what's kind of motivated us to have this call. And thank you, Angela, for explaining it so well and helping guide us to build this valuable business building resource to bring in new customers and new distributors. So that's my 3 cents on this.
I'm so glad the penny dropped, honey, because he was just not getting it. And he wasn't willing to go visit because it just felt like a little too soft. He didn't feel like it was building business, and it is. And
I didn't know a strawberry pie recipe had anything to do with Lifeway. Now I get it.
Sometimes you hook them with the strawberry pie and then they go restless legs at night. I can get help for that.
Now it makes sense. Okay.
There's different entry points for different people. And while you guys were talking, I was thinking that it might be a really, really fun exercise for everyone to just go through and read all the stories. You don't have to do it all at once, but I think you'll get inspired to think about people, like Gregory said, of who do you know that has that, or someone's name will pop up, and I've been told that I need to put my story up, so I'm going to do that. Thank you, Anne.
Hey, Robin, it's Helen. I wanted to say one more thing.
Yes.
It's such an honor to work with the administrators. I mean, Victoria making the graphs, and Angela, everybody, adding so much. And I just feel like they're such bright people, and our community is so bright and so loving. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.
Well, thank you. And thank you for mentioning Victoria. I think I skipped her name, and we just have this great group. It's a very sweet community. And if anyone's ever interested in participating as an admin and learning more, just reach out to me and we'd be happy to welcome you in too, because our community keeps growing. Okay, let's move on to the engagement story of the week. And honey, you want to go back to you're working on it. Okay. Thank goodness for tech support from Gregory, I tell you. So this week, the greatest engagement of a story goes to Anne Marie Dixon. And you can read the story. She had a dental appointment to get 4 crowns in one sitting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So just imagine what that's like. I don't even want to imagine. But what she did is she stacked patches behind her earlobe, on her face. She did anti-stress, and she did all kinds of things. And she never felt the 4 shots. She couldn't believe it. There's an hour of drilling, scraping. I mean, I'm getting filling with a gooey substance, all kinds of things. And you know what? She at the bottom, you can say, she had a full dinner and absolutely no discomfort. Now, all of us go to the dentist, I hope. Some of us go more often than others. It's not one of our favorite places to be, but isn't it wonderful to know that you have to deal with a lot of discomfort? So Anne Marie, you won a sleeve of patches. It went out today in priority mail with a bunch of gift cards, and she was so excited she could hardly believe it. And we love it. You can use them for yourself. You can use the gift cards and go forth and multiply with samples. So we're just thrilled to have your stories. And there's no story too big or too small. Sometimes the really big stories people can't relate, and they're amazing, but it's the little things that we can relate to people every day. Like, I know someone has that. I know how someone has that. So Anne Marie, congratulations, my dear, for your greatest engagement in a story of the week. Yay. Okay. Our doctor this week is Dr. Tom Acklin. Everybody loves all of our doctors, and they're all different. They add so much value to us. So tomorrow night, it's a great place to invite guests and be introduced to the company, the technology, to David Schmidt, and then to learn from our doctors a bit, and a place to share your stories and to answer questions. No disease names, okay? Gregory, I'll turn it back to you for this.
Yes, this is very exciting. Wednesday, Robin and I are hitting the road to begin our Colorado meeting cycle. And we'll be in Fort Collins on Thursday, August 5th, Thursday evening. And then on August 6th in the morning, we're going to have a leaders meeting and training. So I encourage everyone to download the announcement here, download the, and we're calling it, free Colorado stem cell seminars. You don't have to live in Colorado to send somebody to one of our seminars, because we're going to be very diligent at keeping track of who invited who. And if they decide to join, they'll be sent back to you. That's our commitment to you. And then in Denver at the Crown Plaza, we have our Director of Global Sales, Emily Hollingshead, going to be joining us both on Friday evening for a meeting and then on Saturday morning for another stem cell seminar. And then we're going to do a training from 11 until 1. And then we're jumping simultaneous. There's a corporate regional event going on in Branson, Missouri. So if you know anybody in Missouri, this is how you can be building the business, from home, effortlessly and without any travel expense. And then on Sunday, August 8th, Robin and I will be back down in Colorado Springs again. Looking forward to see all of our Colorado, existing and new Colorado family and team members. And we're going to make an attempt to broadcast most or all of these events on Facebook Live and also in our Live Younger Zoom. And we'll be sending out notices for sure. We'll be doing this Saturday on our liveyoungerzoom.com, but we're going to make an attempt to just push them all out to you so you can participate from Fort Collins to Denver and down to Colorado Springs. So very exciting to be hitting the road again and turning up the heat in Colorado.
Okay, so we will be letting everyone know. We will be letting you know, and look at the schedule, because Saturday morning we'll be live in Denver. So we're not going to have our regular Saturday morning training, but we're going to have a special edition training that will be available for everyone on our Live Younger Zoom. So stay tuned. We'll get that information. If you just look at the time does it have the time for the training on there, honey?
Yes, it does. On the event flyer has the times for all of the stem cell seminars, which is our code name for business meeting. But we're calling them stem cell seminars. So you can bring customers and health practitioners who might come to a stem cell seminar, but they might not come to a LifeWave business opportunity meeting. We're going to be real light on business and real focused on the product at all of these meetings. At the end, we will be inviting people to consider joining us as a customer, as a preferred customer, or as a distributor. But those folks that want to join as a distributor will have an additional training event following the initial presentation to help them get started.
Great.
So that's what's happening in Denver.
Okay, and I do want to make a comment because I was reading the chat. Anne Marie Dixon, who won this week, it was her very first post, and she had really not engaged in Vibrant Living. And then when she got, when she put her post up and she started looking around, she now goes there every day. So there's a clue here. And Anne Marie is one of our directors. So.
Hey, Robin, one more thing about the Colorado events. We have Dr. Barbara and Dr. Walt.
I was just going to say that.
Coming up, right? I'm not sure about Dr. Tom, but
no, Dr. Tom is not going to be able to make it, unfortunately, but we have two of our Tuesday night doctors that are going to be with us at several of the events. I know Dr. Walt's going to be at all three, and I think Dr. Barbara's going to be in Fort Collins and I think Denver. So you're in for a treat to meet them in person, which is wonderful. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we can move forward, honey.
We've got some replays to point out. Terry Werner's replay is available from a couple of weeks ago, and it was off the charts. Everyone just about everybody attended the event is registered for her 4-week program. Really encourage you, if you're feeling stuck in your business or not enough in your business, this is going to be a very empowering series. You're going to want to watch that replay and then consider joining us for that 4-week seminar that's going to be upcoming. I
do want to make an announcement about that. When you do watch it, we did offer some scholarships all of those scholarships have been taken plus more. And we have a really fabulous group. I want 100 people. That's the maximum we can have. And we have 60 something right now. And a lot of teams, I really think the team that has the most people is going to grow the fastest, because I've known Terry for 15 years. Anyone who gets around her has a quantum increase in their business. And she is a gift to all of us. She just reached out to me. I think a lot of people heard the story because she was interested in my, how good my skin looks. We're the exact same stage. She looks pretty good too, And then turns out that she and her husband had some other additional needs for the patches, had amazing results, and now she's a director. So, and it happened really fast. So she's worth joining. And then we've got the Summer Summit coming up. It's coming up really soon. And I'm very proud to say that I know we have 2 of our community members that are flying out to Utah that are going to be, with the corporate team getting videoed to be on the summit. Connie Lucas is going to be there, and Gayla and Barry are going to be there. So these guys were superstars in the spring sprint and major customer getters. And they're going to share some of their secrets about how they did that. So I'm very proud that we're well represented at the Summer Summit.
Beautiful. And this week's Good to Know is about vibrant living, Robin.
Yes. So anybody can go to, you can go to Vibrant Living. There's a lot of Vibrant Livings out there. So you might want to, bookmark it on your computer, make it easy. But if you have a hard time finding it, just go to vibrantlivingfb.com. And it is a wonderful place to invite, your friends that could become prospects, that could become customers. And as Helen said, could become distributors. And another really important thing is people, like Helen said so beautifully, they really want community right now more than ever, is to be connected. And community really supports immunity, and community supports retention. Okay.
So I think that kind of brings us, pretty much completes our call for tonight. Just want to encourage everyone to dig into this gold mine. I mean, you're going to be delighted, just like Anne Marie was when we had this discussion on our director's call last week, and she just kind of perked up and so, well, maybe I better check this out. She not only checks it out, she writes the winning, most engaging story, and the next one could be you. And we've got maybe there's a sleeve of X39 sitting here waiting with your name on it for next week. So with that being said, we could bring this call to a close, and we'll be talking to you from, I guess, tomorrow night from Bozeman, but on Thursday we'll be in Fort Collins for our first stem cell seminar in Colorado.
So again, a special thank you to Angela for doing such an amazing job. You're so clear. And I hope everyone, if you didn't get it the first time, listen to this again. It'll be on Live Younger YouTube probably tomorrow, and use Vibrant Living, because I love going there every day and getting inspired. That's all I have got to say. And I'm watching things happen. And today, someone who just found us wants to order patches. So there. It happens. Okay, everybody, thanks so much. And Helen, thank you for your contributions as always. Such a to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Gregory, lots of happy birthdays coming in.
Thank you. There's a couple of quick questions. In Branson, Missouri, yes. Ryan Anderson will be in Branson, Missouri. And here Doug Corbett says he signed up for the training, had a few positive results already. With teammates, and plans to have at least 5 people on my team on the 4-part training. That's awesome, Doug. We'll see you there, because Robin and I are certainly going to be taking it. And just grateful. And thank you, Helen, who confirmed all time zones for the Colorado events are in the Mountain Time Zone. Yes, if we neglected to put that there, I apologize, but it's on Denver time. So that pretty much brings it to a close. So thanks, everyone. Just keep on patching.
Oh, you know what? Is there a fee for admission? You want to go over that, honey?
Yes, this is a very interesting thing. You can pre-register for Denver, but the other events we're not pre-registering. Guests are free. There's going to be a nominal charge for distributors. $10 in Fort Collins and in Denver. But if you bring a guest, not only your guest is free, you'll be free too. Okay, so we're going to waive the $10 distributor fee for any distributors that bring at least one guest. And we're going to be giving away some prizes at each event for the people that bring the most guests with them. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Have a blessed night. See ya. Bye-bye.